Hello, John aka Chicken Fillets here, and you know what I wanted to do today? I wanted to show you my entire Nintendo Switch collection. Now I did actually do a video like this previously back in 2023, right at the beginning of it, but that was a year ago and my collection has changed, whether there's been games being sold on or whether these have been new additions to the collection. Now I had a quick tally up of how many games I have physically for the Nintendo Switch, because it's all going to be physical today, and there's 62 games that we're going to look at today. So strap yourselves in and let's have a look at my Nintendo Switch physical collection. Now this is not going to be an A to Z order, I'm just going to go through what comes first, which I've taken off my shelf. So apologies for that. So I'm going to kick things off with the bigger boxes which I have in my physical collection. So the first one that we'll look at is The Witcher 3 Complete Edition for Nintendo Switch. Now this was the way I finally got round to completing The Witcher 3, because I did actually originally have it on the PlayStation 4, but I just couldn't sit down for that long and commit that a length of time to it at the time. But when The Witcher 3 finally came out on the Nintendo Switch, I loved every second of Geralt's adventure of this. It's just fantastic, utterly fantastic, and if you do get the chance, and if this is the only way to play The Witcher on Nintendo Switch, get on it. Now this is the second and last of the bigger packaged Nintendo Switch games that I have. The story behind this is I first got Amazon Prime, so I wanted to test the one-day delivery, same day delivery. So I ordered Sonic Mania Plus for the Nintendo Switch. Now Sonic Mania is a fantastic game. I don't really need to go into full detail about this because it's Sonic. You know me and Sonic. I love this game. Now let's start off with this pile right here. So at the top of the pile is Persona 5 Royal, which did actually land in one of my top games that I played back in 2023. Persona 5 Royal is the, I don't want to say remaster, it's the expanded version of the original release of Persona 5, which came out on the PlayStation 4 and the and things are falling already. The PlayStation 4 and 5, PlayStation... Things falling over has totally got me off track. Anyway, Persona 5 Royal, utterly fantastic game from Atlas. Now next up, a utter classic, and yes, it's related to Final Fantasy VII. It is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, and this is the definitive way of how to play Crisis Core. It follows the story of Zack Fair and is the prequel story to Final Fantasy VII. If you're a Final Fantasy fan and want something different, this is fantastic. Next up we have Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition. I remember when I first get my Nintendo Switch and marking on my calendar when to go to game to pick this up. That's how excited I was for Tales of Vesperia, because yes, it came out on the 360, but I just wanted the definitive edition when it got announced. I just couldn't wait to play it, because back then in the UK, the 360 version was the only way to play Tales of Vesperia, so getting this on the go, utterly brilliant. Now, this JRPG Nintendo Switch game is one of my all-time favourite games, and I've spoken about this in collaborations, I've spoken about this on my channel multiple times. It is Nier Automata, the End of Yora edition. This is one of these miraculous ports which came to the Nintendo Switch. It runs fantastically, and Nier Automata in general, oh, I love it. Now next up, another JRPG in my top 5 games of all time. It is Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was my first time playing any Fire Emblem game, so maybe that's why I've got such a love for it. But I have played this game multiple times. There is 4 different paths you can take. I've still not actually downloaded the story DLC, so you know what? I might need to do that and play this for a 5th time. No, a 6th time. That's how many times I've played this game fully. Now another fantastic JRPG, which is actually a remake of the 1994 Super Famicom game, which was only released in Japan. It's Live Alive. What a pixel art JRPG, pixel art 2D HD game from Square Enix. This is a fantastic title, and it's really one that everyone should experience, because with this game there is multiple different stories. The length of each story doesn't take that long at all, so you could have a story which only lasts an hour, or a story which lasts like 3 to 4 hours. It's just so much fun, and it's now cheaper than it used to be at release, which is the case with most games. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Now, what's touted as one of the best Dragon Quest games ever released, it is Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age. Now, this is a fantastic JRPG, and although that I had played Dragon Quest before, this is the one where I really stuck with. I have kind of a, I don't want to say love-hate relationship with Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is just a series that I like. I don't really like it the same ways as I do likes of Final Fantasy, but there's nothing wrong with that. I do like Dragon Quest games, and this is probably the best one out of them so far that I have played. Okay, now we're getting... Okay. Things keep falling. Now these next block of games is actually around one series. So we have Xenoblade Chronicles 1, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country, and then we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade is such a fantastic series. Out of all these, my favourite is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and is again in my top 5 JRPGs of all time. This was the JRPG which made me want a Switch. When I first saw this being advertised on YouTube and hearing everything about it, I just wanted to play this. It made me want a Nintendo Switch. There you go. So a new addition to the collection, and it's still in its cellophane wrapper, it's Persona 5 Tactica. I'm really looking forward to playing this Persona game. It is a tactical JRPG, and as you can see, it's a chibi style kind of artwork. I've heard only good things about this game, so I'm really looking forward to finally breaking the seal on this one and getting it played. Next up, a game which I managed to get my hands on very cheaply. It is the Diofield Chronicle, and this was one of the games, many games which Square Enix released back in 2022 when they were releasing a JRPG nearly every other week. This is a tactical JRPG, a real-time tactical JRPG, and I played the demo of it and I really liked it, so that's why I picked this up, and it is on my list of games on the backlog which I need to get through this year. Let's hope I do it. Now, another backlog game which I'm looking to get through this year is Oni Naniki, another Square Enix release, which is a part of the Tokyo RPG Factory titles. From what I have played so far, it's a brilliant action JRPG reminiscent of the Ys titles. Just so good. If you can manage to get your hands on a physical copy, I'd highly recommend it. Now, a game which appeared again on the games I want to get through this year, it is Triangle Strategy. I've only heard good things from people. This has been featured on Collaborations video. I had Callie and Cross feature on one of my videos telling us that this is an essential Nintendo game that you should play. I'm really looking forward to delving into this one. Time for pile number 2. Now, a game I got from my wife was Street Fighter 2 Ultra The Final Challenge. Now, this is a game that me and my wife love to play, where she button bashes and kicks my ass at it every time. I don't know why it is with Street Fighter 2, but every time she plays it, she just batters me at it, and all she's doing is just going with the controller. I need to learn how to play it from her. Next up is Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Is it the Definitive Edition, really? You know what, I wanted this for the portability. I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City and San Andreas when I was growing up. And having this on a handheld, I mean, I played GTA San Andreas and I enjoyed my time with it. So I will get through the other ones, but yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Next up is Luca from Fieto Gaming's favourite JRPG. It is Crosscode, the indie juggernaut. And this is just an amazing pixel art JRPG. I would absolutely recommend anyone to play this. It's fast paced, it's got an amazing story to it, just everything about Crosscode is amazing. Now, sticking with indie titles, we have Owlboy. Oh man, I absolutely love this game, and I actually managed to get this game for £5 off of eBay brand new, because I got a £10 voucher through on my emails just out of the blue from eBay. They were just like, here, have £10 for free, just have to spend up to £15, and this was £15 brand new. So I was like, okay, that'll do. Okay, we're going to stick with the indie titles here, and it's Eastward. Now, Eastward is a fantastic indie game. How to describe this? Kind of like a Zelda game. I'm going to probably get, it's like Zelda meets Earthbound. It's really cool. It's one of these games that you really have to play to experience. You know, the art style's fantastic, the music's great, the story's all right. I mean, I would definitely play Eastward anyway if you get the chance and pick it up physically, because look at that artwork, it's fantastic. How about a Pokemon game? Yes, it's Pokemon Sword. Now, I was starting to get back into the Pokemon games, and Pokemon games don't really go cheap, but an Asda close to us had it down in price for once, so I thought, you know what, I'll just take the chance on it. And you know what, Pokemon games are basic in general, but I really enjoyed it. I needed away from like complicated JRPGs for a while. You know how you can sometimes get a bit of burnout. So I went for Pokemon, and you know what? It's actually an alright game. Now, sticking with Pokemon, this game was actually one of my favourite games I played back in 2022. Is that how long I've been doing YouTube since? Hey ho. Anyway, I rated this as one of my top games that I played of that year. It was Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, I really enjoyed this take of Pokemon where it was more open world. Well, I know it was kind of zones, but you were able to just capture Pokemon in the wild, and the battles were done differently. I really like this one. I need to go back to it, and I'd love to see another Pokemon Legends game done in a different time period, because I think this is related to Ruby, or I can't remember all the Pokemon titles. It's related to one of those, I think, Peril. Yeah, you know what it's related to. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time with Pokemon Arceus, and I want to replay this at some point. Now we've spoken about Pokemon, but how about Digimon? Digimon Cyber Sleuth, the complete edition. Now, I did originally play Cyber Sleuth on the PS Vita, but I wanted a physical version, and it comes with the secondary story as well, which I'm yet to play. Well, I started it, but I need to go back to it. It's a fantastic turn-based monster collecting JRPG. This one's amazing. If you do get the chance to play it, it is an underrated JRPG, so get your hands on it. Now, a game which I got for my Christmas last year, which I've actually completed already, and it's a fantastic time, is Disney Illusion Island. Now, this I like to call it Disneyvania, because Metroidvanias is all about killing and stuff. Well, Mickey Mouse is not going to start killing folk. It is a Disneyvania. You go exploring the lands, you're dodging enemies. With exploration, you unlock abilities. It's a really fun game. It's really well animated. The cutscenes are really funny. So yeah, if you get the chance to get this cheap, Disney Illusion Island. Okay, now this game I have a love-hate relationship with. It's Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler in general, I really love the art style. I love the gameplay of it. But the thing I hate about this game is the grind. The grind is just mental with this game. I have tried to get into this twice now, and I started a second save file, which was going a bit better, so I need to revisit it. I was playing as the Scholar. I can't remember what his name was, but the Scholar has access to magic, which helps in the early start of the game. So yeah, I need to get back to this one, because once I get this one done, I will pick up Octopath Traveler 2, which I have heard and seen reviews saying that it has really fixed all the problems that were addressed in this one. Now, another Square Enix title which I love this series, and I will say this is a 10 out of 10 JRPG, it's Bravely Default 2. This is, now, if you're a friend of the channel, you know that with JRPGs, I'm not the biggest fan of job systems. However, Bravely Default 2 did something that and it made me like the job system in this. It really is great fun. Now, I think the reason for this is you're able to speed up battles with Bravely Default 2, and I think this made grinding a lot easier for me, which made me, you know, stick it out with the grinding for various jobs. I really enjoyed the graphical style, the music, everything about it. Bravely Default 2's ace. Come on. Now, I got this next game as a present from my little brother, so thank you very much for that. It is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Now, we have Crash Team Racing, the original on PlayStation. We used to spend loads of time playing this. Crash Team Racing is a fantastic remaster or remake of the game. One thing I will say about the new version of this is every time I popped it into the Switch, there was always updates for it because they did like seasonal events and it changed parts of the game, and my old internet provider, like the updates used to take forever and kind of put me off of it, but changed my internet provider recently, so hopefully this will speed things up when playing the game now. So I do need to go back to it, but from what I did play, I mean, Crash Team Racing's awesome anyway. Now, sticking with Crash, I have Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. And when did Crash Bandicoot become so hard? Honestly, it's a cracking game, but the difficulty spikes in these Crash Bandicoot games have totally changed from how I remember playing it on the PlayStation. God, my age is showing. Now, another gift that I got from my wife is Sonic Colors Ultimate. Now, I had not played this on the Nintendo Wii or whatever console got released on back in the day, so this is my first time playing it, and it's a cracking Sonic game. There's nothing much else to say. It's a Sonic game, and you know me, I love my Sonic games. Now, a recent pickup for me is Metal Max Xeno Reborn. Now, this game eluded me for a long time because it originally got announced for the PS Vita, which I really wanted, but it didn't come over West Side. It came out on PS4, and yeah, I didn't play it on there, but I was so happy when it got announced that the remaster version was coming to the Nintendo Switch. So finally got it at a good price. So I will be getting round to playing this because, yeah, it's still got the cellophane around it. Now, if you've kept an eye on the channel, I actually did a review on this game recently. It's Paper Mario the Origami King. Cracking little title this. It does have its flaws with the battle system, so I did rate it as a check it rating, which is a mid-tier rating. Everything else about it, I mean, the art direction with the game, the story, I mean, the writing of this game is fantastic, but that battle system, oh, it drags. A game that I got gifted to me by my wife is Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures Deluxe. I love my roller coaster management games, and this is a flashback to playing it on the laptops or PCs I used to have when growing up. I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I want to delve into this more. Another recent pickup for myself was Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, this is another cracking 2D Mario game. Now, I do need to put a bit more time into it. From what I have played, it is a cracking game. I'm not the biggest of Mario fans when it comes to the 2D games. I love likes of Odyssey, the N64 game, but yeah, I really do like Mario Brothers Wonder. Now, sticking with Mario just now, we have the game I'm currently playing just now, Super Mario RPG. It's a good JRPG, I will say that. It's been kind of hyped up, I will say that, with retro enthusiasts. I didn't play this, so I don't have that same nostalgic feel for it. It's a good RPG. I will plan to do a review when I fully complete it. Okay, now next up we have Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin. This is another recent pickup which I need to play. Play the demo. Demo's fantastic, so once I do complete it, let's get this reviewed. Wahoo! It is Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series. I mean, come on. Do I need to say more? Now again, a recent pickup which I have been playing through, it is Fate Samurai Remnant. Now, if you've kept an eye on the channel, I bought this for the reason that I had got a review copy for the PlayStation 5, but I wanted it on Nintendo Switch to play more of it because I was really enjoying my time with it, but I like to play most of my games on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, Fate Samurai Remnant, utterly awesome action JRPG, which is going under the radar, to be honest with you. Christ. It's a final pile, let's not drop it again. South Park The Fractured Bottle. Utterly amazing RPG, this game. Let's be honest, the new South Park game that's coming out, no, I'm not a fan of it. But the two RPGs which came out, South Park The Stick of Truth, Fractured But Whole are fantastic. This is based on like the superhero characters. Yeah, just play this on the Nintendo Switch if you get the chance, or on any other consoles. It's just a great time overall. I mean, it's South Park, you know what you're in for. The title I wanted for my Switch for the longest time was Shining Resonant Refrain, and I managed to get this for a steal at £12, which is, you know, really cheap for a JRPG, especially if it's on the Nintendo Switch, because usually JRPGs on the Nintendo Switch hold their value. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this in my collection. Now, an action JRPG which is under the radar is Dusk Diver. This is a fantastic game. I actually bought this off the back of a review from the Gaming Shelf many moons ago, and it's so great. If you have not played this, pick it up if you get the chance. I know that the prices have slightly gone up for Dusk Diver. I've not played the second one, but I've heard that's more Souls-like when it comes to the combat. But this is more, you have more enemies coming at you from side to side. Really great, underrated action JRPG. I think it's from Taiwan actually, might be wrong. Another Tokyo RPG Factory game here. It's I Am Setsuna, and it's my one and only import game because I wanted this physically. Now, if you're unaware of this, if you put in a imported game, whether it's from Japan or elsewhere, and if there's English text or voice acting, it will automatically default to that setting that you've got it on. So this is amazing having this as a physical edition. The artwork's fantastic on both sides. I'm really happy to have this in the collection. Another JRPG which I don't see a lot of people talking about, and it's made by like a pedigree of different developers who worked on Final Fantasy, Bravely Default, and Nier Automata as well. It's Astria Ascending. Now, this is a gorgeous JRPG, and it reminds me a lot of Vanillaware's artwork. It is a turn-based RPG. It's a side-scrolling RPG as well, so get your hands on this because it always is on sale, and getting a physical copy as well. I mean, look at that box art. It's beautiful. Now, if you're a fan of Atlas and you want a puzzle game, there's one game for you, and it is Catherine Full Body. Honestly, Catherine Full Body is a amazing puzzle game. It's so funny. Now, it is an adult game, it's not a kiddie game, but this is such a great puzzle game, following the story of our protagonist, kind of in a cheating relationship and trying to find out which one he's going to go for. It's really, really good, this game. I'm not selling it fully on the story, but honestly, pick this one up if you want a puzzle game. If you want it, just get it. It's so good. Okay, so this next is another block of titles which fall into the same category. It's the Trails series. So we have here Trails to Azure, Trails from Zero, we have Cold Steel 3, Cold Steel 4, and we have Reverie as well. I mean, if you know me well, do I need to explain my love for the Trails series? All fantastic games, get on it. Now, sticking with Falcom, Ys 9 Monstrum Nox. Okay, so hear me out. The Ys 9 is a fantastic entry. It's a Switch game. And it's a Falcom game on Switch. Yeah, they don't run the best, but it's still a fantastic game overall. If you do get the chance to play Ys, I mean, go for the other platforms, but if you have to play on Switch, be warned that the performance is not the best, but it's still a cracking game overall. And you're also going to be in for a fantastic time listening to the music, because it's Falcom JDK team, amazing musicians. Now, I'm happy to see that Generation Pixel has actually gone for one of my suggestions, a JRPG that he should play. He's finally gone and bought it, but on the PlayStation, I've got it's Lost Sphere on the Nintendo Switch. Now, this is probably my favourite out of the Tokyo RPG Factory games. This is just breathtaking. I love the story of this character, story in general. I love the characters, the world, everything about Lost Sphere. If you've not played it, I highly recommend you get your hands on it. It's a cracking little JRPG. Now, a Nintendo Switch game that I've spent loads of time replaying is Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is, to be honest, the best Mario game in my opinion. It's just so slick. Every movement is just so precise and accurate. I mean, there's not much story when it comes to Mario, let's be honest with you, but everything. Oh, and Generation Pixel, look, it's my favourite. It's the hat. It's Hattie. Now this next JRPG I totally fell in love with, and it's thanks to a review from FemTrooper. It is Harvestella. Now I've done a review for this game, and it's one of my best reviews I've done on the channel. It's about 1k views at the time of recording, and it keeps going up and up. So thank you if you've watched that review. Now Harvestella, let's be honest, Square Enix totally mishandled this game. This is not a farming sim. This is a action JRPG with farming sim elements into it. It is a sci-fi JRPG. Now I'm not going to go fully into it because I honestly want you to experience this fantastic Nintendo exclusive JRPG. Yes, I know it's on Steam. Yeah, I know. Now this next one I rated as my #1 game for 2022, Sonic Frontiers. Now I am a big Sonic fan, and this felt like a return to form in the 3D Sonic games. It was just so much fun. The soundtrack as well, having that metal music, the detuned 9-string guitars, I want to say, or 8-string guitars, just amazing, absolutely amazing. If you've not played Sonic Frontiers, honestly, give it a chance. Back to Super Mario. We have Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. Do I need to say more? It's awesome. Now another JRPG which was on the back of a recommendation from the Kiseki Nut. It is Alteria, I can never say it properly, Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream. It's probably why I didn't get into the series, because I can never pronounce it right. I can't pronounce most things right. Anyway, it is a cracking little JRPG. I did start it, but I got sidetracked with another JRPG, so I need to sit down fully. I'm hoping this is going to be the first Atelier game I complete fully. If there's something strange, dude, in the neighbourhood, dude, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Now I got this as a present from my wife. It's a cracking remaster. It's Ghostbusters. It's the full package. Get on it. Now one of the first games I got for the Nintendo Switch when I got gifted to me by my wife and my boy was Fire Emblem Warriors. This is, yes, a Warriors title based in the Fire Emblem universe. I've appreciated it more since going and playing the older games, the likes of Awakening and Fates, etc. So I've gained more love for this game over time. It is one that I think that everyone should give a chance because it's a fun little title. Now next up is Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. Now I originally played a bit of this game on the PlayStation 3. I borrowed it off of a friend, but I just didn't get the chance to play it fully on there, and I handed it back to him. But when it got announced for the Nintendo Switch, I had to grab this. Got it as a cheap deal from, I want to say it was Argos again. Sometimes Argos you can land really good deals on it. So I got Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. Brilliant game. Now we are down to the final 2 Nintendo Switch games, and these are going to be obvious Nintendo Switch games because, well, if you own a Nintendo Switch, these are going to be in your collection. Now a game which most people bought their system for was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I loved my time with this. I've not gone back to it really because I completed the story and I didn't see a need to go back to it. Now, I will tell you this. I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom because I just felt didn't really do much more. I think it was the case of I kind of was overwhelmed by it. The whole constructing things, I was seeing people constructing all these massive cars, etc. on Tears of the Kingdom. I just couldn't do it. I was getting frustrated with it. I just wasn't handling the combat well. I don't know why. So yeah, you're not going to see that in this video because I put it back. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, I kept that because I love this one. Bit of a weird one, is it? Now the last game I'm going to show you on this list was actually the first game that I got for the Nintendo Switch. And I think everyone has it. It's Mario Kart Deluxe. This is a fantastic Mario Kart game. I don't really need to say much more of it because everyone plays Mario Kart. It is the best-selling, from my knowledge, the best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch. It's sold millions upon millions of copies. It has for a reason. It's just amazing. So there we have it, that is my entire Nintendo Switch collection as of this recording in 2024. Now, what is your favourite Nintendo Switch game? Well, let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you like what you're hearing and seeing on the channel, well, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with everything Chicken Fillets, well, hit that notification bell. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.